So you got to get. Do you make impulse purchases off of social media, like on Instagram and stuff, when the ads come up? Do you? It's so
No,
easy to just hit that button. You don't.
no, no. I always, if it's on Instagram, I'll mark it, with a little gimmick,
Mm-hmm.
like save it, and then I'll go back. Like at the end of the week, I'll look at all the shit that I saved, and sometimes I'll save the same thing like 6 times, and I'll say to myself, I'm like, all right, let me look at this one more time. I'll be like, no. When I was living in Buckhead in the loft, at the end of my street, there was a Rochester Big and Tall, and it was a real high end Rochester Big and Tall, and they had a Clyde Frazier long ass leather coat with a fur collar, and it was like $10,000.
This is going back to 19. What you say?
I don't know, maybe 99, 2000.
Okay.
And I went into my safe, grabbed the a stack with $10,000, and on my bed, I counted out the thousands, you know. And I looked at all that fucking money and I thought about that coat and I said, and fuck that coat. Like, I'm gonna pimp in this one fucking time?
Man.
It's like that fucking fur coat that fucking Dusty had.
You're very practical that way. I need more of that. Just in the last few weeks, Kevin, I decided that I needed to start collecting fountain pens. As a writer, it's a cool thing to have fountain pens. Now, of course, if you have the fountain pen, you need the
You mean
leather.
like a Schaefer, like an old school, like we used to have those for in school, the ones with the cartridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have
Well,
those.
so then, of
We used
course,
to
you
have
need
those
a.
for English comp. I think we had those for English comp my freshman year in college.
You're kidding. They made you
I
write your
think we,
college essays with a fountain pen.
God, I think we
Wow.
77. There wouldn't like you either had to fucking I was before the IBM fucking ball. I think
Say, do you have to do it by candlelight too? On a
preferably in a cabin.
yeah. And then, of course, you have to get the leather journal made in Vienna, custom with my
Oh
initials on
yeah,
it. So that has to come next. That comes. I also found this thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying these company names. Micro perfumes. So do you wear a scent? Do you wear a cologne, Kevin? That you're fond of?
T wore Chanel blue.
Okay.
So they're. I mean, I have like there's like tonight. Like I took a shower and I'll sweat and I don't want to smell before I go to bed. So I'll just spray that Chanel on, but I won't put deodorant on where it'll plug my pores. So
That's the shit you don't think of.
usually, yeah, because I don't want to plug my pores before I go to bed.
Well, there's this company that any colognes or perfumes for your wife that you hear of, see review, they'll send you for like $5 samples of these before you buy them, and you could try them, wear them for a couple of days, see if you really
My
like them.
wife has worn Chanel 5 perfume fucking since I've met her.
It's a classic. It's a classic. Yeah,
And
and some people do that. They have their
not the
scent.
cologne. It's just like it's so hard to find that perfume now.
Is it really?
Fuck yeah. Because there's how many brick and mortar stores are there? Then you
Nah,
got to
that
go
that is true, but
online, and it's just
you probably have some Chanel's by you. There's not one. There's obviously not one in the
mall.
mall by you. Mall
No,
of
the mall millennials.
Millennia, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they have a shit. But she's called out there before, and like they're that's like the only place you can buy it in the area.
The Vineland out. Do they have a Vineland outlet in the?
We're not fucking. Me and my wife are not. We don't shop. We're not. We're purchasers. We go some like these people that walk up and down these streets, like in fucking what is that name of that fucking city? Winter Park or whatever. They go have lunch and go walk through the stores
Hit the
and
shops. Yeah.
no. I need something that's just like I go in, I buy it, I leave.
I fucking last year we go to the D.C. area every Christmas for a few days, And we go in Alexandria. There's this nice shopping in Alexandria in the old town section, the old cobblestone roads. The buildings are as they were. They have new stores in them, but you know you got to keep the structures because it's a historic city. I'm in this place, and I'm a buyer. I can, you know, I get this marble fruit bowl this big. Now, I'm not considering the weight of it or the fact that I'll be walking for the next 3 hours. I carry this marble fruit bowl up and down. And Nicole's just occasionally, because she's like, do you need this? Do we need this right now? It's like, look at it. This is, you know, we're not going to find this kind of thing anywhere. So every couple of blocks, she's like, you good? You good? The bag's not breaking, right? You good? Yeah, I'm good. So I'm like that, Kevin. I do the
You
impulsive
couldn't
stuff.
you couldn't have stopped and bought a bowling ball bag.
I don't think even that wouldn't have fit. I was going
God,
to
I
strap on my
remember
back to the
when
Quasimodo thing.
when T was a little guy, and you had the you know, that first car gimmick that it snaps in, and you also can it comes out. You can carry your baby in
Yeah,
it.
sure.
That first car seat. So, and he went from like 8 pounds, 12 ounces to like fucking 16 pounds in like a month. He fuck. And we would go shopping, and I would have to
Oh.
switch. And I was fucking, you know, I was fucking jacked.
Mm-hmm.
And but man, it just I'd have to switch hands, and we'd get to like Fashion Square or something like that in Phoenix, and there was these big, giant, long benches that you could sit down that were concrete, and I would just sit my ass down right in the middle of that. And the thing that was great too was like my kid was he was such a precious he was such a pretty little boy that you know like there's nothing that's more of a magnet. And this was like the high end hot all the hot Scottsdale MILFs would come play with your kid. But
Yeah, those carriers were, and then the way you'd have to crane your body to get it in the car or out of the car. If
we had an S class and we had a Navigator, so we had two big vehicles to get him because
you have to shoot them up into the sea.
I just wanted to make sure that he had as much crash zone as possible.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, Kev. I'll do something about my neck. I have to take publicity photos soon for the book that's coming out in what is it? September.
The
So
only thing that's permanent, dude, is fucking you gotta scalpel that shit.
I got a what?
You gotta get a facelift.
Fuck that. I'll figure something out.
Yeah, figure something out. Spend
What's wrong like this?
spend fucking $90,000 on bullshit and
And
just
then go, you were right.
take a look at Brad Pitt.
I'm using his. I'm
Take a
I'm
Take a
using his
look-
face cream now, Kev. You know